Here we're making this class, or we're going over this class that I'm gonna use right now. Let's get it. Alright, so this first class I'm using is the Fafar with the Car 98K. So let's get it. So for our first class, for our first attachment, we're gonna use the Agency Suppressor for the sound suppression and damage range. And then for our barrel, we are going to use the Ranger, the 221.2 Ranger barrel for bullet velocity. And for our foregrip, we are going to use the Bruiser grip. It says melee quickness, but no, it does not do that because they changed it. So what it says on the thing, it doesn't do it. So what it does is increases your, how do I say, your recoil. It minuses your recoil control, so you can like control your gun better. So we're gonna use the Bruiser grip. And for ammunition, you're supposed to use 50 round mags, but I don't have 50. Actually, matter of fact, you don't even need to use a fast mag because the 50 round is not that long. The regular one is not that long, so you want to use 50 rounds because you're gonna go through that ammo really fast. And if you don't have the last one, use a CQB pad. It gives you max mobility, so you can move faster around the map. Well, not max, but it is what it is. And for our secondary weapon, we are using the Car 98K, the best sniper in the game, in my opinion. Alright, let's get into this. So you want to use Monolithic Suppressor for the sound suppression and damage range. And for our second attachment, we are gonna use. You're supposed to use this, but I don't have it, so we're gonna use just the Singar Custom 21.2 barrel. And then you want to use Tac Laser with that sniper scope or variable zoom scope if you want to. And if you're not that confident with your sniping, use the hollow. No. You use this. Use a STV, the Stovall Precision Comb. If you're not that confident, I'm not that confident with my sniping because I'm a little trash. Your boy's a little trash at sniping, alright? And I use the crosshead reticle because I don't like the triangle. It's garbage in my opinion. So let's get on to the next class. Is the Stoner with the AK-47U. So the first one we're gonna customize is Stoner. You're supposed to use Agency Suppressor, but if you don't have it, use Suppressor, alright? And okay, it says vehicle damage. It does not do that. It increases my damage, my damage for this gun. As you can see, look at the stats. It increases my damage. So that's what you want to use. And then for your second class for your underbarrel, you want to use the Field Agent foregrip, but I don't have it as you can see. So just use the foregrip for my horizontal recoil control. And then you want to use the 120 round speed mag, or if you want to save an attachment, you can use that. But if you want to save an attachment, you can use like a stock to upper that aim down sight speed if you don't want to use ammunition. But I recommend you use ammunition because a regular ammunition is 75 rounds. So I use personally the 120 round speed mag. And then for my optic, I use the Vision Tech 2x scope. And for my reticle, I use the Clean Living sight. But if you don't, but in my opinion, that's what I use. You can use any one of these if on your choice, whatever makes you comfortable. For our secondary weapon, we are using the AK-47U. So what you want to use, because I like using the what do you call it? The blueprint. So what you want to use is the glue suppressor with the Spetsnaz grip, but I don't have it. So but the one I'm using right now is the Spetsnaz speed grip. And for your barrel, you want to use the VDV reinforced barrel. And for your ammunition, you want to use the 50 round drum mag. It's been as 50 round drum. And don't use any of like the don't or you can. Alright, so for this one you want to use the Spetsnaz field grip. Alright, as you can see on the pros it says aim down sight speed and flinch resistant, right? Yeah, you want flinch resistant so you can hit your shots better, right? But look at the stats. It upgrades my accuracy and my in my control for the gun. I don't see any like mobility. It minus the mobility for my spin to fire time, which is fine, cause you're gonna be beaming kids with this either way. Cause the thing with this weapon is like the MP7, but it's like the AK. You know what I mean? All right, for our second class or third one, we are using the M16. Alright, for our M16, you want to use the agency silencer for the sound suppression and damage range. For our second one, you want to use the titanium barrel. And it'll give you the max fire rate for this gun. Sorry for that, like, thing. I'm sorry for that. And the second thing you want to use is the Field Agent foregrip for the vertical and horizontal recoil control. And then for your mags, you want to use the 60 round fast mag or the Stang 60 rounds, because you're gonna go through bullets really fast with this gun. And then for your optic, you can use any optic you want, but if you want to copy me, the one that I use personally is a Vigitech 2x with that clean living sight. For secondary, we're using the Mac 10, but I'm using the gallantry blueprint because I don't like the regular iron sights, but the iron sights on this blueprint is better. So you want to use agency suppressor for that sound suppression and damage range. For your barrel, you want to use the Task Force, the 5.9 Task Force barrel for the effective damage range, and bullet velocity. And for your next attachment for your underbarrel, you want to use the Field Agent foregrip. And for your ammunition, you want to use the Salvo 53 round fast mags. And for your stock, I've seen a lot of people recently using no stock. Do not use that. I know your mobility goes up, but do not use it. You want to use the Raider stock or the SAS combat stock. But personally, I use the Raider stock so I can get that mobility all the way up. And then for my fourth one, I use the AMAX. So I use monolithic suppressor with the XRK Zodiac barrel. And for my underbarrel, I use the Commando foregrip. But if you're not that like, how do I say, confident with you, if you're not that confident with your like aim, use the Ranger foregrip. But I'm confident with this because this thing has no recoil. And what you want to do is try to mount as much as you can, because this gun does not move when you mount. So I'm using Commando foregrip because I'm confident with my aim. And for your ammunition, you want to use the highest one, which is 45 round mags. And if you want to make this the next DMR, use the M67 10 round mags if you want to make it to the next DMR. But personally, I'm using 45 round mags. And for my optic, I'm using the VLK 3x optic. Or actually, I'm using the VLK. Hold on, I'm using VLK 3x optic. There you are. And then for my reticle, I'm using this one for now. But what I really want to use is this one. So, but for now, since I need to do a challenge for it, I'm putting on the challenge that it says I need to do, so I'm putting that combat optic if you're doing a challenge like me. And for our second one, yo, we already go through this. Agency Suppressor, Task Force, Field Agent Foregrip, Salvo 53 rounds, and Raider Stock. Bam, there you go. And then for our fifth, we have our second sniper class, which is the Ram 7 with the 8 HDR. And this gun is underrated. And the HDR, it's underrated. So for Ram 7, we're gonna use Monolithic Suppressor, FSS Ranger barrel. For this, you want to use Commando Foregrip because you do not want to punish your aim down sight speed. So you want to use Commando Foregrip. For any ammunition, you want to use 50 round mags. And then for our optic, for now I'm using the combat, but what you really want to use is a VLK. And for my reticle, I'm using this for now. And oh yeah, and for our HDR, for our muzzle, we're using a Monolithic Suppressor. Let me put on my, Monolithic Suppressor with our 26.9 HDR Pro barrel. And for our optic, me personally, I'll probably use thermal scope, the thermal dual scope. Or if you don't want to use a thermal scope, I want you to put on tac laser, a stock, which is a F-Tac Stalker Stout, F-Tac Stalker Scout stock. And for our perk, you want to use the FMJ so you can shoot people through walls. And no, I'm not gonna hack. Oh, and for my reticle, if you want to, I'm using the cross thread reticle. And for our 6th class, we're gonna use the Grau and the AK-47U. If you don't know the class for the Grau, here it is. Muzzle, Monolithic Suppressor, barrel, Tempest 26.4 Archangel barrel. And for our underbarrel, you want to use Commando Foregrip. And for our ammunition, you want to use 60 round mags. And for our laser, you want to use tac laser. And the reason I'm not using optic with this, because the iron sights are insane, it's super clean. And for our secondary, you already know what it is. Let me put on the blueprint because I always forget to do this. Group suppressor, barrel, VDV, Spennaz, 50 rounds, and Sergeant Wrap. No, Spennaz field grip. Alright, that's good. And for our 7th one, we're using the Bruin. I want to see this gun come back, honestly. I want to see it come back. So what you want to use is Monolithic Suppressor. For our barrel, you want to use the XRK Summit 26.8 barrel. That was a lot, but we gotta get through it. And for our underbarrel, you want to use Commando Foregrip. For our ammunition, you want to use 60 round mags, so we could get that damage up. And for our optic, you want to use, for now, for me, I'm using the Scout Combat Optic, but what you really want to use is VLK. And for my reticle, I'm using this, but you really want to use T-Pose, in your opinion. In my opinion. And we're going to use the Black Ops MP5. I know you guys are probably wondering, yo, why are you not using the Modern Warfare MP5? Well, this one is underrated, but when people see this video, they're gonna know. You want to use Agency Suppressor with the reinforced heavy, and for your underbarrel, you want to use the Field Agent Foregrip, and for your ammunition, you want to use the Salvo 50 round mags, and for your stock, you want to use the Raider stock. And for your eighth, for your eighth loadout, you want to use the M4 and the FAL. So for your M4, you're going to use the monolithic with your M16 Grenadier barrel, but you can use the Corvus Marksman barrel. In my opinion, I'm using the M16 Grenadier barrel. And for my optic, I am using the Scout optic right now, so I'm trying to do a challenge. But what you really want to use is VLK. But if you like the iron sights, hold on, let me put in the right attachments. So this is if you want a scope, but if you like the iron sights, what you want to use for this is the rubberized grip tape. So you can control your recoil control, alright? So you can control that M4A1 even though it has no recoil, in my opinion. Alright, so now we're gonna use the FAL. As you guys know, in like season, like the last two seasons, people were spamming the FAL. So I'm bringing it back. So what you want to use is monolithic suppressor with the XRK Marksman barrel. For that underbarrel, you want to use the Mark IV grip. And for your ammunition, you want to use 30 round mags. And then for your perk, you want to use the burst mod. If you use burst, this gun is overpowered. Okay, and for our 9th class, I'm using my end game class, my Groza with the Bruise Suppressor. And for my barrel, I'm using this right here, the Gru Composite barrel. And for underbarrel, you want to use the Spetsnaz speed grip. And for your ammunition, you want to use the Spetsnaz 60 round drum mag. And for your stock, I'm using CQB, but you're really supposed to use SAS Combat. That's what I'm thinking. It is the SAS Combat or the last one, but I'm thinking it's SAS Combat. Alright, and I'm running a right shield. And for our ghost class, for our second ghost class, in our last class is the CR56 AMAX with the Renettis. With the Renettis. And alright, I already went through this. You want to use monolithic suppressor, the Zodiac barrel, commando. But if you're not that confident with your aim, Ranger 4 grip, but I'm using commando. 10 round mags, or if you want to make it the next DMR, use 10 round mags. And then for your optic, I am using this one, but you're really supposed to use this one. And I'm doing a challenge, so I'm using this one. And you can use any reticle if you have one. Alright, and for your Renettis, you want to use, for the muzzle, you want to use that monolithic suppressor. And you want to use that MK3 burst mod barrel. And for your triggers, you want to use the lightweight triggers for that faster fire rate. And then for your ammunition, use 27 round mags. And then for your perk, you want to use Akimbo perk. You have to do a challenge with it. You do not unlock it by upgrading your. And yep, that's it. So tell me if you guys enjoyed this video, and leave a like on it if this helped you with your class for this whole month. And I'll see you guys in the next video.